You are welcome once again to Reservation Mathematics Institute, the home of the transformation of the abstract nature of mathematics into concrete concepts. This short video will be on the continuation of algebraic processes involving the removal of brackets. So we have the algebraic processes, that is the course, removal of brackets. In the last video, we discussed algebraic processes involving expressions, where we dealt with questions regarding to expressions and how we were able to tackle those problems in an abstract way and also in a concrete aspect. And we'll be looking into the removal of brackets. The removal of brackets, let's look into the words removal. Removal simply means bring out. The bracket simply means bring out the entities within the domain of the bracket. When we have something of this nature, we have 4, 2. We have done this in the earlier video, and for us to remove the bracket, and we have said the bracket is a tool, a mathematical operator serving as a tool when it comes to tackling mathematical problems. And this bracket simply means multiplication. That means you are multiplying 2 by 4. That is what it is. Recall that we said during the change of sign that we have an imaginary plus, and plus times plus gives us plus. 2 times 4, that is 8. It is the same thing as plus 8. But when we are talking about the removal of bracket in an expression, we'll be looking into an expression of this form, s plus 4. That's an expression. But when there is an inclusion of a bracket, that shows that there is an outer number of variables that has a multiple being multiplied by the expression. Let's assume we have this to be 2. This simply means that we are multiplying each term of the expression by 2. Thus, application of the change of sign must also be fully included, because we'll be able to come out with a good result. So let's look into this. This is an imaginary plus, this is an imaginary plus, and this is already plus. So plus times plus, that means we have plus 2 into plus s. This is plus 2 again into plus 4. That means we are trying as much as possible to simplify the expression involving a bracket that carries an entity. This is the same thing as this. Then we will go into one of our videos we have said earlier on that dealt with this. When we look into plus times plus is plus 2. 2 times is plus 1 is the same as plus 1, that is 2s. Plus times plus 2 times 4 is 8. But remember that the first term that carries a positive operator must be neglected. This is the same thing as 2s plus 8. This can be simplified further, but when we get to the taking out of factors, we'll be able to simplify this further. So let's explain again. We have said that 2 into x plus 4. And we have said each of these terms is embedded within the domain of an expression, x plus 4. And for us to simplify this, we have to get in touch with an imaginary plus, or sometimes it is represented immediately as negative. We have to simplify the whole expression in this form: plus 2 into plus s, that is the first term. The second term, you go for this plus 2 into plus 4. And we have said plus times plus is plus, 2 times 1 is 2, multiplied by the term s. And we have only included this plus as a separator here because it is until the multiplication of sign in the second term comes into life, that is when we will determine what this separator will become. That separator being an operator will become. So plus times plus gives us plus, 2 times 4 gives us 8. And let's look into, this is the an abstract nature. Let's look into the concrete. This is the abstract nature. Let's look into the concrete. We all know a blender called Crest. We all know that it has an engine, and also a cup. That cup is where we put all the things we want to blend into. So the engine is the operating system, while the cup is the carrier of the things we want to do. So let's assume that we all know that Crest is a full pack. Crest blender. Crest blender. Here we have the engine. This is the engine. This is the cup. This is the engine. This is the cup. This is the engine. We can see it is in a pack. That pack simply means it's in a confined space, which is the same thing as x plus 4 being in a confined space. And we have two entities there. We have the engine, we also have the cup. Let's assume the engine, he says, engine says, and the cup, let's assume is y. Now, the combination of the engine and the cup constitutes what is called a Crest blender. So, by the time you add the two together, it gives us the Crest blender. You can see, because it is in a pack, it is in a confined space the way it is in a pack. Because it is in the pack, we have the engine and the cup. It is also in this bracket, we have a representation of the engine being S and also the representation of the cup being Y in the pack, which is the same thing as the bracket. But when we have two Crest blenders, as we have two Crest blenders, this is two Crest blenders, this is another Crest, another Crest blender. That means we have two Crest blenders. it is now time for us to check the parts of the Silver Crest blenders. We all know that in a single Silver Crest, we have an engine and a core. In the second Silver Crest, we have an engine and a core. So that simply means that we are multiplying 2 into s plus y. That is in another form. We can say that we have one engine, S. The second blender has another engine, S. The first blender has a core, Y. The second blender has another core, Y. That simply means that the core, the engine, how many engines do we have now? We have 2 engines of Silver Crest. 2 engines. How many cups? 2 cups. Because this is 1Y, 1Y. Now, this is the concrete nature, which is the removal of the part of what we have tried as much as possible to bring forward in the abstract nature when it involves the removal of bracket. So, changing these in an abstract way, this is the concrete aspect. We have been able to establish that you have 2 engines here and 2 cups because it involves 2 Silver Crest blenders that are what? Fully packed. So this is now 2 multiplied by s. Recall that we have an imaginary plus here, plus here. We have plus 2 into plus s. This is plus 2 again into plus y. This is plus times plus is 2. 2 times 1s is plus times plus is plus. 2 times 1 is 2 multiplied by the s, which is the engine. Plus times plus is plus. 2 times 1 is 2 multiplied by the what? Cups. Remember, we have said that if a positive operator starts an expression, it is removed from it because it gives you a perfect work. So we have 2s plus 2y, which is the same thing as the concrete analysis using the Silver Crest blender as compared with the abstract nature. So everything we'll be doing will be going through the concrete aspect of this so that everybody will be able to understand what you're talking about.